Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Wednesday webinar. Today we'll be covering the ETRAGE Viewer. We will hear from myself, our Director of Sales, Scott Rich, for a short introduction, and then I'll pass things off to our lead product developer, Czeslaw Stosik. Some basic housekeeping. We love getting questions. If you have them, please make sure you submit them on the Q&A interface. You should see a tab at the top of the Teams interface for the webinar. And if we do not have time to answer questions, we'll be certain to follow up with anybody who submits one and get you an answer as soon as possible. Our agenda today, our brief welcome and introduction. We'll go over a few slides about what is the ETRAGE Viewer, some key things to know, and then we'll pass things off for the lengthier and core part of our webinar, the live demonstration, and then wrap up with questions as time allows. You'll hear from two of us today. Myself, I've been in the PTC and ETRAGE space for the last 8 years. My role is meeting with customers and helping to identify where and how we can help them to automate their PLM processes. And Czeslaw, our lead developer for the ETRAGE Viewer, he's been with ETRAGE since 2001. And so for the last 20 and more years, he's been working to make Windchill work better and meet customer business needs. Who is ETRAGE? Great question. I'm glad you asked. We have been in the PTC space since 2001 as a PTC and Windchill development partner. We write custom software applications for certain customers. We also write and maintain our own out-of-the-box applications, primarily plugins for PTC's Windchill. Our mission: integrate, innovate, and automate. We help customers launch and maintain their enterprise systems. We make sure those systems match their business requirements, and we help them to be, not just efficient, but save time, save costs, save money, speed up time to market through that automation, the design process, the flow of data to manufacturing, and then the expanding PLM across the entire enterprise. What are the things that we offer here at ETRAGE? First off, our products. This is an incomplete list, but it is the core list. The ETRAGE Viewer, which we'll be talking about today. We have an add-on to the viewer, which we'll talk about in another webinar on February 14th, the ETRAGE Document Management System. We presented recently on the ETRAGE PSW, which includes options for drawing note search and SharePoint integration, as well as other add-ons for every CAD system that is popular in the Windchill ecosystem. We do bulk loading for Windchill projects, and we have a webinar on that topic coming up next month as well. And we do integrations for IFS and the ERP system, as well as a number of other Windchill specialty projects. Some of our services include Windchill remote support, upgrades, customizations, bulk loading and migrations, and we do cloud hosting services, primarily Windchill, but also licensed servers for Creo, as well as ETRAGE applications. Some of our customers, we have a smattering of our customers we've been helping with for a number of years that use ETRAGE applications here listed, but the typical customers, where are you going to find about them? They can be in design, they can be in manufacturing. Any size of enterprise is making use of ETRAGE applications, but it's anyone who needs to share data, automate processes, integrate systems, bridge the gap when you have silos operating and not integrated with other departments. Anyone who has multiple databases that needs to find a way to complete their digital thread is a good candidate to work with ETRAGE. A little bit about our staff and our experience. More than 23 years of continuous experience in the PTC space and the product lifecycle management industry. We have 18 years of experience in cloud hosting. Amongst our staff, 15 people are dedicated to application development, and that's primarily our own ETRAGE applications. We have 15 staff members domestically in the US dedicated to Windchill cloud hosting and support. And we have double that number internationally, also providing Windchill cloud hosting and support. On to today's topic, a few basic slides. What is the ETRAGE Viewer? Primarily, it's a web-based tool used for sharing, searching, retrieving, and viewing data that is stored in Windchill and needs to be shared oftentimes to people who do not have access to Windchill. There's a simple user interface. We advertise through the claims of our customers, ultra fast, incredibly easy user adoption, highly configurable, and there are multiple security and access options to meet whatever needs you have, not just at the enterprise level, but by individual department. Primarily, ETRAGE is used by the non-Windchill users, those who need to access that data, but which do not need to load that data into Windchill. It can be manually and automated population of that data from Windchill into ETRAGE, the ETRAGE Viewer. A little bit more about the viewer. Our customers are typically sharing and loading Windchill-related metadata. Those viewables and that information is generally created by our own PSW, the plot service for Windchill. And there are separate modules such as the drawing note search that can be installed to go with this viewer as well. More than 15 different file types are currently compatible. Most recently, we added functionality to make 3D PDFs compatible with the ETRAGE Viewer. Common customer use cases. As a drawing viewer, serving the needs of the prototyping shop, the manufacturing shop, outside vendors, and operations, whether that be accounting or procurement, you name it. The ability to store and search can take a number of forms. Typically, PDFs are the most common, but that can be PDFs about product information, about product-specific regulatory requirements and information. A number of customers store PDFs of their BOMs for manufacturing on the viewer. The viewer often serves as that PLM bridge, which makes those disparate systems, the independent silos, finally start to communicate with each other and creating that complete digital thread. The agenda for our demonstration today, in just a moment, I'll hand things off to Czeslaw. We'll go over the search options that you have, how to transfer and load data into that viewer, the administrator's interface, options for how you can configure this tool, the security settings, and then a few additional features as time allows. And with that, I'll pass things off to Czeslaw. Thank you again for joining us, and we will follow up promptly with anyone who has questions that we do not have time to get to today.
So in today's webinar, we will present the capabilities of the ETRAGE Viewer application. And the application is mainly dedicated to quick search and efficient search and download the documents, but it can be used for more than that. You can view all relevant document metadata extracted through the PSW application. Through the additional set of features, we can enhance the usage of the whole application and the saved documents. Within the application, we also provide highly configurable UI and administration and integration with single sign-on and LDAP service. Before we go with the main functionality, which is of course search and download, let me first give you some typical scenario for which this application is dedicated. So we have a company that keeps all data from Windchill or some other system somewhere on a network location. And in most cases, those data are created by the ETRAGE PSW application, which is used as a publishing application in Windchill. And data can be PDF files created from CAD drawings and dedicated to the shop floor users, or various 3D formats from CAD assemblies or parts. And eventually there can be saved all documentation related to the product or dedicated to users outside of the company. And the usage of the network location can be very complicated and in some ways can be potentially insecure. Security cannot be precisely defined. Only one version of the file can be kept in one location, and metadata about those files are not available. So to solve all these problems and to give additional value to the data extracted from Winchell, we created this ETRAGE Viewer application, and let me log in and start with presentation. So user can log in using different ways, and we can use credentials created directly in the application that I will use right now, but also we can use LDAP synchronization or single sign-on access. So for example, if you have CyberArk in your organization, the ETRAGE Viewer can use that system to verify users. Login. So after login, we will be transferred to the home page that contains quick instructions for searching along with the link to complete user's guide. We already pre-populated the application with data, so let's search for some of them. And as you will see very soon, the search functionality is very easy to use and in most cases self-explanatory. For example, if I search for some new, just type in this main search field, new engine, it will give me all documents which number is start with new engine. I can start, let's say 01 and get all documents that start with 01, or if I search a star 200, then it will give me all documents with this 200. So this user experience, we try to make it Google-like, so, and we are expecting that users should be able to adopt our search interface quickly and easily. On these examples, we have additional help form to these simple search options that provide the user to identify formats of the files for they can search. For example, if I search just for step files and just hit the search, the application will return only the documents that which files are saved in step file format. If I go and identify some PDF, like PDF files, search, and then we can narrow search just, let's say 10, 18, then this will return only files with the that contains PDFs and with the number as it is 10, 18. The search functionality is also enhanced with these three help options: recent search, saved search, and save current search, which are self-explanatory, but let's see, you can see the last 10 searches from the current session. If I search, let's say for burn, I can now save that current search, type the name, save, and in saved search we will get the quick search selection for, let's say, new engine, then burn drawing. I will get the same search as I typed that directly. Along with this simple search abilities, user can do a much more complex search, and for that purpose we have advanced search options, which can be invoked by clicking on this icon. And in this dialog, you can search for different predefined attributes like context, lifecycle state, format, and revision, but also as you can search for the attributes, user-defined attributes. We have here a couple of user-defined attributes, and one of them is, for example, supplier. And if you select that attribute, you will get automatically a list of available values for that attribute. And let's say search for this supplier A, type search, and now I can also save that search as a docs. Okay, and now I will get that. Of course, there are a lot of combination that you can use in search, but all of them are probably very easy to find how everything is working. Of course, in combination with the number, you will get a smaller set of results. Once when identify those the document that we needed, that we want to review and download, we have now multiple options available, and we can select multiple identified documents and download their content directly. For example, if I want to download everything at once for selected documents, I can just select documents that I need, right-click, and do the download, and this will give me zip file that contains all these underlying documents from these document numbers. Of course, we can also download one by one document by just simple click on the link of this number, and we will get PVZ file for assembly or PDF for documents, or we can use download column for the same task. If we want to see all available information about document, we can go to the object information page of that document, and on this object information page we have three sections. One is the general section where we can see the image of that document extracted from the Winchell representation file, but also we have ability to create our own images of the processed objects. Then identified number, revision, context, lifecycle state. As you can see, mostly of this data are related to the Winchell, but of course those information can be also collected from some different system, or they can be manually added, that you will see later when I explain the features of this application. The next section is viewables, and these actually are files for downloading. If we have multiple files related to one document, all these files will be provided here. And attributes section where we will get all related attributes to the document and their values. ETRAGE Viewer has one additional module named drawing notes, which can extract the notes information from the Creo drawings, and also this data will be shown here in a separate section, but now we will show that on our other webinar dedicated to that model. So I just want to know that this application has one additional section for that purpose. So now let's see how all these data are usually transferred to the ETRAGE Viewer. And for that purpose, we are using our other application that is named as PSW. And if you are not familiar with the PSW, I suggest viewing our previous webinar dedicated to this PSW application. And usual scenario is that we want automatically to create a viewable file when some event occurs on the windshield side. For example, some drawing is released, and transfer that file to the ETRAGE Viewer application. So let me identify one object in our windshield. This is a model, and if we search for that model right now, or that drawing, we'll see that it's not correctly present in the ETRAGE Viewer. So now we will go and release this drawing, and along with the drawing, I will release also the assembly. So promote to release state. Okay. One request for processing will be created on this windshield side in the PSW request processor queue. And we go here. So those two requests are created. And now PSW will automatically run from the client application and start processing the objects. So it should start by now, within a couple of seconds. After all models has been processed, the viewable files, PDF and metadata will be transferred to the ETRAGE Viewer application. So we just need to wait 30 seconds or so for processing this model. You can, in PSW, monitors what's going on, loading model, doing PDF export, and after that, instead of copying files to the network location, PSW will transfer all this data to the ETRAGE Viewer application. Okay, and now if we search for 1021 object, we will get that drawing. We can download the PDF that is already transferred, and we can also go to the information page and see the various information related to that object. Let's just wait for second assembly to be created. So now we can see that assembly is also here, and we transferred here two files, one Creo view and step file, and we can download one by one file, or we can just click select if you want to download all files and download them, both files at once. So now I would like to focus on the administration and show you how the application can be configured and how we use these settings to provide different search and security options. Right now, as you can see, the application, we can change the column order in the application. Also, we can enable or disable columns related to the attributes or this revision version. Maybe we don't want to see both columns, just one of them also. So all this is configured into the administration page. And from the administration page, we can see that application is, like I said, mostly related to windshield information. But of course, it can be used also as a standalone application. So no, it's not limited to that. In the attributes section, there is a list of attributes that will be used. So you just define which attributes need to be transferred from the windshield to the ETRAGE Viewer application. In formats, there is a set of formats that is defined, and after that we can use this form to identify some particular format for searching. Context. This is a list of context, and this term of context in ETRAGE Viewer is used as also as a logical location of the document in the ETRAGE Viewer, and that is for security. We can use that information in the security to limit access to some documents. Life cycle states. This is information about which life cycle states are allowed in the ETRAGE Viewer. So if you want to just you can look at this as and some additional security of the system. So if you want to allow just released lifecycle state to can be added into the ETRAGE Viewer, then just need to set only one that release lifecycle state. Revisions this is a list of allowed revisions, and this table also is used to correctly sort of the multiple object versions, because ETRAGE Viewer supports also multiple versions that can be added into the system, and we're using that table to calculate the latest version of the object using this revision index. LDAP is for connection to the LDAP server and synchronization of the users from LDAP server into our system. After synchronization is done, then users can log in using their LDAP credentials. Now we have a set of 4 options: user groups, permissions, and security label. And these 4 settings are related to the security and accessibility. In permissions, we are creating a set of permissions, and with permissions you can control all aspects of application security. If permission is granted, the user can see option, but otherwise the option will not be shown or accessible at all. So for each permission, let me show you this full administrative permission. So for each permission contains these 4 sections. First one is provide administrative rights or searching for non-latest objects. The second permission section is related to actions. Maybe you saw that the user with that is logged in can make changing number, delete objects, and so on. And this is configured through this permission, administrator permission. So with all actions checked, then we have features, and that is special set of features that user can access, and those features can be accessed from this icon. And context, lifecycle states, lifecycles formats, and security labels are used for defining access to the specific document. If document has these attributes, then it is accessible, otherwise it is not. For example, you can create a list of permission where user can see just the PDF files that cannot access to any other type of file. The second is user groups, and you can see that on the user groups as the connection between permissions and the users. And if we look at this administrators group, we can see that this user, sysadmin, has this administrator permission. And the similar thing for all other user groups. I have created here suppliers A, for example, group, and this supplier user has permission supplier A. And in that permission, supplier A, the user can just do the bulk download and can also see just documents with security label set to supplier A, and so on. And users is just a simple list of users in the system. Security label is also used for security. The notifications can be used to provide email notifications to users when some event occurs. For example, new object is created. ETRAGE Viewer can notify the user when a new object is added to the system. Licensing and options. For the options page, this option page contains a set of optional and additional options for setting, like these visual options. You can change the application name. You can define which users can be shown. For example, if I remove, let's say, version and save, the search will now go without version column. Or if you decide that download column maybe it's not required, then you can also remove that column from here. Save, search. So now the user can download just directly by clicking on the number. The options also contain a lot of other options for the simple search. For example, enhancement. We can, instead of searching for format, we can provide users to search for the attributes. So if we go and edit here, and now the users will get to searching here by, let's say, instead of going to advanced search, they can use search from here directly. The last thing that I want to show you in this session is these additional features that ETRAGE Viewer can provide to the user using the viewable files. And I also like to mention again that ETRAGE Viewer has one additional model, that drawing nodes, and which can be used to viewing information stored in Creo drawings. For now, let's just review quickly these additional features. And we have here bulk print. With the bulk print, we can identify objects in the ETRAGE Viewer, identify PDFs, and create a list for processing. For example, if I go here and create one print request, select upload, the application will identify numbers, identify PDFs that are related to these numbers, and send request for PSW dedicated printing application that will, after that, printing PDFs. And if you provide the email, it can send an email to the user that a job is done. Bulk download is the next feature, and you can select if you, let's say, have several hundred files that you want to download at once. You can just provide the list of these numbers, and let's say you want to create a list of objects that you want to send to some supplier. Just create a list of that numbers, upload, and the application will automatically create zip based on these files, and you will get also report if all files are downloaded or not. The next is document report, and this is just simple report about from today, from which dates are new objects created. Some of our users find that is very usable information, but of course we can add more than this one report if someone is needed. Document insert is the next feature, and with this document insert, you can manually add the documents to our system, and it is good enough just to identify some file for upload. Let's say this plot service for Winchell. The application will go set some number. You can change it if you want. You can set the iteration, context, let's say documents, lifecycle state, and attributes. Let's say that this should be go to supplier B, and if I upload, we will go here to this location and see that how it's added. The last is the merge PDF option, and when we add this feature, our users find that is very usable, and it can be used for merging multiple PDFs into one PDF file, into one file. So, for example, if you want to create a user's guide with the latest versions of your documents, or just simply stick all together multiple PDF files from different drawings of the same assembly, you can do that using this functionality. And here I created one merged PDF file for new engine objects. If we go to this new engine, we see that this is one drawing, but this assembly contains several drawings, and we created a list of all these drawings and put together with some introductory documents. So if I go here into the features, merge PDF, and go to new engine, we can see first which documents are related with this merge PDF, and when we click on this icon, we will get this new engine PDF that contains all PDFs related to the list that we provided, from the list that we provided. And at the end, I just want to show you how that permissions are working. And remember that we have a different set of permissions and different users. So let me just log in from with different users and show you how each user can see the different set of objects. If I log in now as a supplier A user, okay, and if I search for all documents that I can see, I will just see a set of all documents, and in the permission we set that only documents that have supplier A value can be accessed by this group. So now let me go and log in as a different user from supplier B group. And if I search again for everything, I can see just a limited set of objects that are related to supplier B user. And of course, in the features, we can see that those users can see just the bulk download functionality without any other features. And just for the third case, let me open a login as a print user. Login. And now I can see that this user can access almost to all these files, but we refined documents just to PDF formats because only the PDF formats can be printed, and the user can use just the bulk print feature. So that is what I have planned for this presentation, and thank you for listening. And please let me know if you have any questions. I hope that everything was understandable.
Thank you. We'll close up the meeting and a recording will be made available probably within 24 hours. Thanks once more.